started with a lead in this game.
This could be the difference maker, Dafa. Whoever wins this game have a big potential, a big momentum booster coming into game number 4 later on. So we shall see who will definitely reap the benefits as we take a look on Rasi right now. Just accompanying Amal, forcing out the retribution and already did. So maybe he can look into the Little Wanderer to try to win that for the Xbox.
Thing is, even though Amal got slowed down quite a bit by Rasi, Ivan was helping leash the second buff. So he actually ends up hitting level 3 before Keemin. That's a very important thing, because the XO has revealed they like going for the level 4 mid lane gank. This means Amal outpaces him.
Yeah, with the Nathan as well. Sorry, with the Nolan as well, definitely it's gonna out-level, gonna farm up really fast. But we take a look at the emblem. Is there any engagement? Okay, nope. In terms of emblem, full-on tankiness for Ivan to withstand a good amount of damage with the Revitalize at the same time. Other than that, Kimi with the Trail, Harith with the Mystery Shop. Just wants to farm up fast, Matilda with the Tenacity, so a good amount of defensive capability as well with the Matilda and the Phobias having both Tenacity.
Yeah, nothing too unusual in terms of the emblem choices. I do wonder about this Valentina pickup though. Not too sure which ultimate Izanami is going to be working with a lot of time. Probably Last Insanity, but I'm not actually that sure. This is not a game you'd usually see Valentina picked into.
I think you can still steal the Crimson Beacon, I suppose, be able to reposition yourself in the team fight. But then again, you're a Valentina. You don't want to stay too long in terms of in the team fights. You want to dash in, Shadow Strike, and go back out to just poke the enemy. So good question. Not too sure what ultimate is the Valentina is gonna steal. Still a possibility for the Circling Eagles, but so we shall see. Right now, the turtle dance for the first turtle has begun right now. Both goal laners are not gonna partake in this dance, so it's gonna be most likely a 4 versus 4.
Keemin going to be the first one to hit level 5, and instantly Homebois tries to engage. Last Insanity going to be stolen by Izanami. Not actually doing that much damage, Last Insanity in return from Keemin, but that means he no longer has his Viraga armor. Ziska still holding up the front line with the Infernal Pursuit, surviving a good while, but Amal comes in, picks up the first blood, but Ivan gonna get picked up in return. Turtle taken away by the Nolan. Amal now looking to retreat. He's lost Izanami as well. It's gonna be a 2-for-1 trade, but Homebois walk out with the Turtle.
Is that beneficial for Homebois? It could have been worse, I feel like. Losing to is still fine. You still managed to get the turtle, and your jungler is still alive. That is the main point, because jungle needs to stay alive to be able to farm up very efficiently. And speaking of efficient, look at Amal right now, level 7. Meanwhile, Keemin on the Xbox jungle is only level 5. So the difference in terms of mobility is hurting Keemin a lot.
We know for sure that Nolan will clear jungle. Oh my goodness, the fracture. Nearly one-shots Storm. If he was any other mage, he would have probably died right there. But it's really nice to see this hero back again. It's been such a long time.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you right there. I mean, the Nolan, we know that the capability, the farming capability, the movement as well, and the fracture, the ability to solo kill anybody right now. Keemin is gonna get targeted on.
Yep, 3-man gank in the mid lane. Circling Eagle comes out. A flow Last Insanity stolen by Izanami. He wants to blow up Keemin, but he's not quite close enough. He cannot follow. That means he's gonna try and flicker away, but Storm is picking it up with the lantern. Ivan, there's not really much he can do here. Here comes Ziska. Infernal Pursuit follows him, and Izanami goes down.
Very unfortunate for Izanami right there. Used the Last Insanity to get a kill, but unfortunately enough, he got killed by the Infernal Pursuit from the Phobias. Stolen the Last Insanity, but then again, as we mentioned,
he needed to commit.
Yeah, he was already deep in right there, so there was no way for him to just half-cooked effort trying to get a kill once to Keemin. But right now, well, still okay, still have 2 layers of health left.
Alright, so a good start. Oh
Again!
If not for the Matilda, Storm would have died. If not for the shield coming in.
Oh,
Val, where did you come from? Thunderclap! Just when we thought this thing got out, and he picks up the double. Snipes Rasi out of the air, and they get the turtle.
What was that? How and where did he came from? All the way from Indonesia. with the flicker, the thunderclap, and not getting a single kill, but a double kill at the same time. Kimid, the buff got stolen if I'm not mistaken.
It did.
Yeah.
Homeboys are playing hard and fast, and that's exactly what I said they needed to do against this composition. The Exol picked up the X-Borg in advance, expecting another tank jungle to come out of the Homeboys, but they were prepared for it. This Nolan is outpacing Keemin by several leagues, and there's not a lot he can do about it.
Yeah, nothing that he can do about it, but Vel getting that 2 kills on that mid side, that is a huge difference maker, because right now he can withstand up really, really well up against Siska in terms of level, in terms of lane control at the same time. But Keemin, this Xbox pick so far from minute number 1 up until minute number 6 is not... It's tough for me to say, but it's not providing much benefits for the side of DXO, because if Homeboys go aggressive, there's nothing much you can do. You just have to wait for all of this ultimate has gone off, and then you can counter engage back. But then again,
I mean, why is it tough for you to say? I think it's the truth.
Yeah, but
It's true.
It's true,
He
but
can't do anything.
But maybe there is still some kind of chance, because we're still early in the game, so we have to see what can they counter-react back. Because even with their last Insanity, right, due to the sheer mobility of Homeboys, they can avoid it very, very easily at the same time.
Exactly, that's the problem, right? That's why this X-Borg may have needed to be kept as a secret a little bit longer. I think the X-Soul was trying to preserve the mid lane matchup since they didn't know that yet, but it would have been better to wait a little more to give Keemin the right hero. Because, yeah, Homeboys just always will move fast enough to escape the last Insanity. And it does look like Izanami is going to generally be using the X-Borg ult.
Yeah, I mean, more skirmishes going on. Siska on the left, and right now Malcutie is not gonna get dive upon. But look at Izanami, look at the Shadow Strike damaging as of now. Amal on the backhand
with the flicker, thunderclap on SkyZ. Amal trying to jump to his own backline, not able to find it. And the Guiding Wind's gonna pull SkyZ back to safety, but Rasi gonna lose his own life in exchange for the shutdown on top of the Masha. Now Keemin trying to burn them down, but guess what? Malcutie does it better. It's a double kill. It is a paintball party for Malcutie to triple for Homeboys.
That's a very, very easy combination coming in from the side of Homeboys, the side of Malcutie right there. Just punishing left and right, the side of DXO right there. There was nothing that they can do anything about it, because Vel immediately zoned out 2 members of DXO. That was SkyZ as well as Rasi, and left 3 other members of DXO to fight against Malcutie, to fight against Ivan, Amal at the same time, and also Izanami. So that won't work out well for DXO. So Homeboys right now, the understanding of their own job desk is providing a very, very much benefits for themselves.
We said we wanted to see adaptations from the Homeboys, and they are doing that in droves. I'm loving the creativity and how they're approaching this, because you are right, Adin. Having Vel take away the main DPS of DX Soul was worth it, even if he lost his own life. We can see that Malcutie actually burns down DX faster than Keemin can possibly do.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, it's a win in the books of Homeboys, right? Even if Vel sacrificing his own life, but managing to zone out the Harith, that was a big win for the side of Homeboys. And right now,
my goodness,
get that damage!
That's a phobious, Amal. You're not supposed to be able to do that.
Ouch.
But he is nearly level 14. That is a 5-level difference on Siska. One combo and almost all of Keemin's armor just disappears.
And this is a red flag for DXO, right? I mean, if a Firaga armor from the Xbox can immediately be taken care of, it's so bad as of now.
In Siska, DXO gonna try and force the circle eagle. They found Malcutie with the shutdown. But here comes Amal from the flank. Bractor gonna be flickered away from Thunderclap. Finds the SkyZ, forces Zaman Force. He's gonna try and escape. Siska buys time for him, but loses his own life in exchange.
It was a very, very intense fight immediately popping off. Immediately when they noticed that Malcutie opened up the ultimate, everyone dove on that Malcutie. And right now, Storm again! He's keeping death like it's nothing right now. That's cheating of death. Thrice is the amount of time Ima tried to get a kill on Storm, but still not managing to do it. But so far, in terms of the stability, the Exol proving that, okay, they still have the damage. It's just a matter of timing right now. What is the optimal time for them to go and try to get a kill against Homeboys?
Thing is, there really isn't an optimal timing. This comp is very slow. That is the big problem. And you know how we mentioned the team that drafts heroes that are more independent will probably have an advantage here? That is Homebois in this situation. And they are doing a lot with the heroes they have.
Yeah, I mean, as we take a deeper look at the itemization, right? A Sky Piercer on Malkyote, wow, that's very, very greedy to be fair. A Holy Crystal as well, and also Concentrated Energy. But hey, if it works, I can't complain right now. Rasi is gonna get caught out.
Now here comes the last insanity. Izanami wants to engage, and Val is in the backline waiting for a chance to thunderclap in. Rasi explodes! Keemin gonna use his own last insanity, chases down Val, gets a kill in return, but he puts himself in a really bad spot, and Amal will slice him in half.
That's why I said, Val, it does not matter. For one single death of Val, he took away two members of the DXO, and that's, again, a big, big win in my book. Lord is gonna march on in the mid side. Homebois are gonna be well prepared to try to take at least one inhibitor turret out of the side of the DXO.
Lord gonna be crashing in mid lane. Amal working on the top inhibitor as well, circling Eagle to chase him. Rasi just gonna play it safe, go back home. The mid inhibitor will fall. Homebois should be happy with that.
And they are gonna be happy with that and back off. There's no need for them to go deeply, you know, try to engage more or push the envelope. They have won that fight. They need to be able to wait for the next Lord. Meanwhile, DXO, it's super hard, man, because even SkyZ also, I don't see any way for him to be able to open up the Zaman Force and to just dish a good amount of damage without getting disturbed by either Baxia, by either Val with the Thunderclap. So that is one of the biggest pinpoint that DXO sells right now. A biggest problem that they have is SkyZ is not free enough to dish the damage that he can.
I think the big problem is that DXO have just been outdrafted here. Homebois have flexed their capabilities, they flexed their hero pool, and I think they've selected the correct composition to deal with DXO in this game. I was wondering about the Valentina initially, but the last Insanity is actually really good for controlling teamfights for the Homebois as well, since you can do it without running out of health compared to someone like Keemin. So, like you said, Adin, I don't think DXO has really any way of opening fights.
So basically what we're trying to say as well, it's Homebois' game to lose right now. And the only way for Homebois to be beaten is by themselves. If they make a huge blunder, if they make a very, very huge mistake, and DXO capitalize on that mistake. But so far, it's tough for me to say that they would make a mistake. Although it's not within the realm of possibilities, but we shall see. Look at the back line.
Here comes the conceal. Ivan rolls in, collides with Siska. Vel just waiting for a chance to enter from the back line as well. Siska taking so much damage, tries to escape, but no, Melcute's waiting for him. Last Insanity comes out. Melcute with the double kill. SkyZ blown up by Siska in the back line. Keemin trying to run away, but it's not going to be quite enough. Loses the immortality. Homebois are still 5-man strong. Vel blows up another one. Was that a hero? It wasn't to this Masha. Homebois have done it. They have broken through. It is now a 5v1 defense, and there is nothing Keemin can